Hi everyone. How are you again? Happy Saturday. So I'm just gonna wait for the countdown to 1 minute so that YouTube can notify others to join us. This is gonna be a very quick live stream. Just waiting for the 1 minute countdown and then we will get started as normal. Mm, 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 mm. So 1 minute countdown is almost around and then we will get started. Mm, 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 mm. Right, so 1 minute countdown has already been. Hi everyone, welcome back again to my channel. My name is Wemimo, and I'm also known as Thatmumof5 and also known as TMO5 Kanduko. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. So happy Saturday once again. And how is your weekend going, or how are you all spending your Saturday afternoon? For me, I've just had a huge chunk of a cake slice and it tasted really good. Like I couldn't even finish the chunk because the slices were massive. So yeah, that's just me. I've just had my sweet day. Obviously, I've been fasting, So yeah, and I just had to eat something sweet, as a way of gingering myself. So like I said, let me know how you're spending your weekend and what are you up to this Saturday evening. So for me, I'm here with you guys and we're just here to chat. Obviously, you also from the title there that the UK government opens portal to recruit Nigerians, and actually, let me read the comment. Let me read the it says JAPA. Okay, according to the report, UK opens portal to recruit Nigerians for British Army. So I believe Nigeria is part of the Commonwealth country. So this is just the British opening the Commonwealth country so that people from the Commonwealth country would apply to become a soldier or an army. Let me know in the comment section if it's something you're interested in. Obviously, there's a twist to it. I've seen lots of videos where people are like, oh, that would be another avenue to JAPA. When I saw this post, I was like, this British government, they know what they're doing. So they shot the care out visa where you can bring in your dependents. Because let me tell you guys, whether you guys want to believe it or not, the UK healthcare system is still struggling, even though they said they want to limit the amount of immigrants that are coming into the UK, even though they said even though they said their own children will be able to fill in the roles, even though their children are saying that they can fill the roles. Trust me, I read two news today about two care home companies. They have been giving care, or they've been rendering care services since 2002. Those two companies in the UK shut down because they couldn't get enough staff to care for their clients. So they have to ask families to come take their family and loved ones away. So they are still struggling. So with this one now that the British Army now come away, so it's like the UK government took away the care out visa and then they decided to use the army to bring more people in another direction. So I'm reading this news. So this was released, I think this news was released on the 21st of August. So it was just released 3 days ago. Please like live stream as you come in, like and share. So it says that JAPA UK opens portal to recruit Nigerians for British Army. For me, nah, I'm not interested. And I don't think I would encourage any of my kids to apply because there's a question mark or there's an apostrophe, and I'm going to be sharing another news with you in this live stream. Okay, so just read the story here. So it's like a Vanguard, a report is Vanguard Nigeria that reported this news, and it's been all over BBC, all news channel here in the UK as well. So the British Army has announced a new recruitment drive targeting Nigerians and other Commonwealth citizens, inviting applications for various roles within its armed forces. So when it comes to British Army, there's lots of various roles. There's loads. Even see if you are a nurse by profession, you can apply to be part of the British Army. Yes, you can. I've saw a couple of nursing roles, and the salary is quite huge. But then God forbid war come, they will pack you together. You are going with them, not so, or you're not so. They will pack you. You are going with them. the salary is very, very mouth-watering, okay? The salary is more or less like you're working as a consultant, as a nurse, being a nurse with the British Army. When I saw a job post about a few months ago, and I was like, this salary is mouth-watering. I was tempted to apply, but then again, God forbid, if war were to break out in this country, you'll be packed, you'll be listed. Yes, you'll be listed, even though you know go the carry boom, boom, boom. But then you'll probably be somewhere in the region of where you'll be expected to treat soldiers and stuff like that. So let's continue reading. The recruitment window is open from August 19, 2024 to August 26, 2024. So August 26, I believe that's on Monday. So it's open for 21, 20, 19, 20. So it's open for a week only. So if you're a Nigerian watching, or you are from any Commonwealth country, and you think this is an avenue for you to JAPA, just as Vanguard says it here, if you think it's something you really want to do, especially for someone who is in the Commonwealth country, if you think this is what you want to do, you have 2 days left to apply. Okay. If you're already in the UK and you think this is what you want to do, I will have imagined that you'll have finished your application by now and you are ready to hit submit on Monday. So it says that interested candidates from Nigeria are sought for positions including musicians. If you sabi sing, I didn't even realize they were sourcing for musicians as well. So they are recruiting for musicians. So if you sing, Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers. So this is going to be a good one for people in the engineering department, engineering field. So they are recruiting for Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers, Royal Engineers Technicians, tradesmen, and paratroopers. So these are the roles that they are looking to recruit into. So if you fall under any of these categories, they are looking for you. You know, say the engineers, mechanic, plenty well for Nigeria. So if this is what you would love to do, if you would love to work with the British Army, I'll say, go for it. So I'm going to be leaving the link to this story in the description of this video after this live stream, okay? So that if there's anybody watching me, please like this live stream and share. If there's anybody watching this live stream and you think something you want to do, like I said, you've got till Monday. Monday is the deadline. If you've got till Monday to apply, okay? So the British Army emphasized the critical role of Commonwealth soldiers in its ranks and their continued importance within the organization. So they said applications must be linked to the recruit bounty referral scheme, except for those applying as musicians. So like I said, I'm going to leave the link here so that you can have an easy read if it's something you want to do. Candidates will be required to undergo several fitness tests. Let me tell you guys a quick story. I think it was in 2016. So my first degree was 2013, right? And I studied information technology, and most of the jobs I found in Scotland, they were not really what I really wanted. So most of the jobs I really wanted, I felt like, oh, I would do well. Most of them were in England. So obviously, because all of my kids were really young then, I was like, there's no way I'm going to move all these kids and move all the way to England. So I decided to go into retail and work as a customer service assistant. So obviously, working as a customer assistant as a manager, and I was doing the role of a team leader, even though I'm a customer service assistant. So I was practically doing the role of a team leader, but they were not paying me for that. They were paying me as a customer service assistant. So it was one of the reasons also that why I left my supermarket job. So I remembered when I was almost tired of that job, I applied to join the police force in the UK. Yes, I applied. And when they are talking about the tests, so you would do some fitness testing. In fact, at that time, Police Scotland were actually looking to recruit more ethnic people, because if you look at the population of ethnic people amongst the police officers in Scotland, there's not a lot. So in 2006, even till tomorrow, if you want to become a police officer in Scotland or anywhere in the UK, if you're an ethnic person, you have a higher chance of being successful, okay? So I applied. I went through the first stage of interview. I went through the second stage of interview. I've been to their training. So while you are doing different, through the application, you'll be attending a few, you go to the police school, police academy, where, you go for your training. I was visiting. So they have one police academy in East Kilbride, very massive. If you guys get there, if you're in Scotland and if you've ever been to the police academy in Scotland in East Kilbride, let me know. If you need to see, I think it's called Killihan or something. I can't remember the name now. It's massive there. So normally when you pass all the interview stage, they recruit you, you go to school of police academy for 12 weeks to do all of the training, and then stage by stage. So for me, I got through the second stage of interview, and I was good. It's something they call the fitness test. So the fitness test is you'll be running from one end of the room, one end of the hall to another at different pace. Okay, at different pace. And I think they're using that to test your stamina. So it was hard, but because they are looking to recruit lots of ethnic people, they kind of like lowered the application, the recruitment policy. So which means that that fitness test, I think it's normally 5 point something, level 5 point something. They expect you on a normal day is level 5 point something they expect you to get. But because they are looking to recruit lots of people, they lowered the fitness test level to I think 4.5 or 5 point something level, which means that people can easily. For me, that I have 5 kids, if I'm able to pass that fitness test, anybody else who wants to apply will do. So I got through the there are 3 levels to the recruitment. So level 1, level 2, level 3 of the recruitment phase. So I got through to the recruitment phase 2, but I was just preparing for the phase 3 when I decided. So they assigned me with an officer who is a female officer. You need to see her. She's tall. You need to see her physique. Like she saw me. She was like, "You know what, Wemi, you will do great as a police officer. You've got the physique. You've got the body and stuff like that. And you're well spoken." Yeah, yeah. I'm well spoken according to her. I'm still in contact with her till tomorrow because she still wants me to come. So this person was more or less like my mentor. She was there to make sure that I got through the stage. I get I get recruited. Be there when when they're signing me out of police academy. She was there to guide me. So I believe we're having a one-to-one, and I'm sure I come across something, and I asked her that, okay, what if when I'm fully recruited, where in Scotland will I be assigned? Because obviously, like I said, my children were quite young, and there was no way I was going to move out of Scotland with them. So she was like, as a new recruit, once you get fully recruited, you will not be assigned in Scotland. You will not stay in Scotland. I mean, you will not stay in Scotland for the first year or two, which meant that once I have passed all of the interview stage, I don't wear uniform. They don't assign me either officer, whatever, or pro, whatever they assign them. I will be posted to outside of Scotland. That was the thing that made me put an end to the application, because I was like, I've made several attempts of leaving Scotland to go live in England. In fact, I've made an attempt to move to Kent. I've made an attempt to go back and live in Leicester, because I've lived in Leicester before. I've made an attempt to go live in Birmingham, like to move, because I was desperate to move out of Scotland. I've made attempts to, in fact, I made 3 attempts to move out of Scotland to Kent. I made an attempt to move to Scotland, to move out of Scotland to Kent 3 times. But those 3 times, I would have been planning, I would have booked my removal service, and then I'll cancel. Like, no, I don't want to move. Hence why I don't think I'll ever leave Scotland. So when she told me that information, that the first year or two I'll be assigned to outside of Scotland, and I'm like, well, I've got younger kids, and my husband is not always around, which means that even if I'm depending on him to look after the kids, if I'm out of Scotland, it cannot be. And she was like, "Oh no, we can, because we've got kids. You can move the kids together with you." They were going to give me about 4 grand towards moving out of Scotland to where they were going to assign me to. She said they would help me, place the kids in school. There was everything was going to be done for me in terms of moving, settling into wherever I go. But I was just like, no, nah, I'm not doing it. So that was why I stopped my application. So maybe if I had continued, then I'll probably be Officer Wemimo. I'll probably be Officer Wemimo. I'm still on their page, their recruitment page. They've got like a Facebook page where, lots of people that we both started at that time, they're now officers. I've seen a couple of them in uniform here in Scotland. I don't think they recognize me, but by their name, I did, because I'm still on that page, their police force page on Facebook. So that's the story there. So maybe, just maybe, it was when I decided not to continue with the application that I decided to go back to uni to study nursing. So obviously, I think that was 2016. And then I went back to uni in 2019. So it took me all that time, to go back. So let's continue with the application. So it says that candidates will be required to undergo several fitness tests, such as the multiple fitness test called the BIP test. So the BIP, like BIP, BIP, BIP. So it's by level. So at some point when you start, the BIP will go slow, and over time it's going to increase, like beep, 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 and you will expect to run across. So it's quite, if you're not if you don't have stamina, if you don't have strength, you'll be able to do that beep test. Seated ball throw and mid-thigh pull. The British Army advises applicants to quit smoking and maintain a balanced diet in preparation. Successful candidates will need to travel to the UK for further assessment in October and November of 2024. Basic training is scheduled to commence between January and March. So they practically got the whole of the next 5 months, for recruitment. So that's that application there. Let's see if I can find more information here. So obviously, British people can apply. So there's Q&A question here. People are like, okay, I'm a British citizen. So they said that as a British citizen, British overseas territory citizens, all of everybody like British citizen, territory citizen, British overseas citizen, British subject, British national overseas, and British protect person, you are able to apply to join the army. So these are other people. So these are Q&A. So there's a question that says, I'm an Irish citizen. So an Irish citizen, you need to be living in the UK to be able to apply. So they said that as an Irish citizen, you can apply to join the regular army. If you are open to join the army reserve, you need to be already living in the UK. I'm a refugee or asylum seeker. So unfortunately, if you're already in the UK and you're an asylum seeker or you're a refugee, you are not able to join the British Army. Okay. I'm from the Commonwealth. Commonwealth soldiers are and always will be an important and valued part of the fabric of the British Army. So Nigerians, they are calling you. Commonwealth, Nigeria is part of the Commonwealth, so they are calling you to come and apply. The application window will be open to candidates from the Commonwealth on 19th August 2024, 7 o'clock UK time for up to 1 week. So that application will close on Monday the 26th. Please note, applications received outside of this window will be rejected. So if you are submitting your application on the 27th, they will not, I'm not seeing comments. Are people talking here? Let me know if there's comments, so because I don't want to make it look as if I'm ignoring people's comments. So if you drop an application after Monday, it will be rejected. So they said only applicants that apply for available roles will be considered. So you must be applying for one of the following. So like I said, as a musician, as a Royal Electrical, as a mechanical engineering role, Royal Engineers Technician and Tradesman roles, and paratrooper. So these are the posts they are looking to fill. And they said that applications must be linked to the Recruit Bounty Referral Scheme. Any applications that are submitted outside of the Recruit Bounty Scheme will be rejected, except for those applying as a musician. So that's that. Yeah. So, and they've got like an information. Kim said, please, I'm interested. How do I apply? Once I finish this video, I'm going to leave the link to the application on that. So come back when I finish this live and check my description box. I will try and put it in the description box for you. Are you serious, Kim? So there's an information here they call Commonwealth leaflet. It says sickle cell traits. We are screening all army applicants for sickle cell traits. Sickle cell trait is not a barring condition to entry, not to joining a particular part of the army. So sickle cell trait will mean if you're an AS or something, they will have to run the test on you. Okay. All candidates at assessment centers will complete a questionnaire as part of their medical that will help us assess if you are at higher risk of sickle cell traits. If the doctor decides that you are a higher risk individual, then the army will arrange for you to undergo a diagnostic blood test to confirm if you have the condition or not. So the way it is, if you're an AS, don't bother applying. If you require a blood test, you must have done this before you can conduct your entry fitness test. We cannot conduct blood testing at the assessment center. So your CSM will book you an appointment with our local medical organization as soon as possible. This will mean having to return to conduct the fitness test at a later date. So these are information for those who maybe if you have a sickle cell trait, you can still apply, but obviously it's going to be at their own discretionary. Okay, we understand. So that's that with that one. So, and they've got question here that I'm sure most of you want to know. It says that what do you need to know? What do you need to know before you join from the Commonwealth? Until the day you join, you are responsible for making sure that your visa is valid and you are in the country legally. If your visa runs out, you will need to pay for yourself to go back home to apply for a new visa before carrying on with your application. So ideally, I don't know how that visa thing is going to work. Will you have to? So I'm not sure. Will you have to go through the army, apply through them, and then they will do just like the way they give COS? I'm not sure, but this explanation is not well explained. What do you need to know when you join from the Commonwealth? So you will be given exempt immigration control status while you are serving. If you want to stay in the UK after your service ends and have served for 6 or more years or been discharged as a result of an illness or injury caused by your service, you will not have to pay a fee. So you guys hear that. So you'll be given, if you're a Commonwealth person applying, you'll be given an exempt immigration control status. So you'll be exempted from immigration, okay? And then can you become, this question is funny, can you become a British citizen while serving? If you want to naturalize while you are serving, you will need to pay all the cost and make sure you meet. So obviously you'll be paying the money, just like every other person here. Every other person, you need to pay all the costs and make sure you meet the Home Office requirements. Your service can count towards the residency part of the requirement. That's good. So that's reassuring. And then the last question says, can my family join me? And the answer is yes. I'm sure Nigerians want to hear that. So yes, your family can join you as long as you and your family can meet the immigration rules. You can pay for their visa and travel costs. So that's that there. However, will I encourage my kids to join? The answer is no. Reason being that there was a story on the internet about a black British girl. So the girl if you look at the thumbnail, she's a black girl there. So in fact, that news is on BBC or on YouTube as well. So there's a case involving the army, and the title is Army Racism Apology to Black Postal Girl Soldier. So the poster that the army are using to recruit ethnic people, she was a poster girl, okay? She was on the poster. When people company are when company are advertising things, when they put products on poster. So this black girl was on their poster as a British, like a black British. So this girl had an issue. Okay, so the story goes that a black female soldier who fronted British Army recruitment campaign has spoken for the first time about how years of racist abuse and bullying made her life while serving a living hell. So this is a black British girl. Let me see if I can show you an image from my laptop. And she's on my thumbnail as well. So this is the image of the girl. Can you see her? She's a black British Army. So she's sharing her experience of being in the army, of how she was bullied. So Carrie Knight, that's her name. She's 33 years old, took a case to an employment tribunal and accepted a substantial settlement from the Ministry of Defense last month. It was a lot of money. But then when I was watching that news, the money that she was paid, they wouldn't have paid her anything if she did not get an evidence of what she was complaining about herself. And then with the money being paid, a few people are not happy with the fact that the problem she stated, how does the army intend to solve it? So let's keep reading this. So she says when her complaints weren't taken seriously, she began secretly recording conversations, including one where laughter could be heard after a white male soldier said, in quote, just expletive, tar and feather are. It's what they used to do in the old days. I don't know whatever that means. So I think they've blurred out exact word that the soldier used. Mrs. McKnight and the MOD settled before a judgment was made after the army agreed to making a public apology. It said it's in quotes, accept that Mrs. Knight had to work in an unacceptable organizational environment where she experienced racist and sexist harassment. This is not the first time I've seen people in the army. Even I've seen a lot of documentaries from the US Army as well about this issue of sexist and harassment that most female soldiers often experience. And when those documentaries I've seen, it often involves ethnic soldiers, like mixed race soldiers, like the Hispanics and stuff like that. I don't know why they are the ones who always experience this. So however, the MOD said this week it had settled the claim with no admission of liability. So they are not accepting those queries, those complaints Miss Knight made about what she experienced. Because before it goes to her coming to the internet or going to the courts, she has superiors, she has bosses she could have reported to, and you have expected that these bosses or these superiors would have done something about what she complained about, but it apparently fell on deaf ears before she decided to leave and take them to court. So Mrs. Knight, who grew up in Nottingham, served in the army for more than a decade, 10 years. and left as a corporal earlier this year after having launched an official service complaint about the racist and sexist incidents she says she endured. She sat down with the BBC to talk about the realities of being a Black woman in the British Army and said that despite initially having been excited to join, she would no longer recommend it. So this is coming from a Black British woman who was in the army for over a decade. And you guys heard me read it. She said she would not recommend you as an ethnic person to join the army. Maybe the men, obviously men, they don't take shit. If you do anything, they will go physical, fight to fight with each other. But when it comes to a woman, so with her, she's saying she would not recommend this. It was when I read the story about her that I decided, like, no, there's no way, even if they are not invited Commonwealth people, there's no way I would want any of my children to go into the army. No, no, no. And let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. Is this something you would encourage your kids to do? Would you encourage your kids to join the British Army? Let me know in the comment section. Or any army of the country you're currently residing. Definitely not Nigeria. Definitely nothing with Nigerian police or Nigerian army. Definitely not Nigeria, okay? So, in quotes, I'd never encourage any woman, especially of color, to join because it's not going to benefit your life in the long run. That's what this lady said. She's been in the army for over a decade. And this is what she's saying, that she would not recommend it for any woman of color, especially any woman of color to join. The racist and sexist abuse began early in her army career in 2012. She says she had to serve alongside soldiers who claimed to support the far-right groups, the Ku Klux Klan, Britain First and English Defence League. Mrs. Knight also told the BBC during one of her first postings to Germany, she was told to avoid a certain corridor because soldiers were openly displaying swastikas, Confederate flags, and other symbols with the far right. I don't want to read this story because it's quite long. So yeah, that's her. She's so beautiful. Look at her. Look at her in her uniform. She's a beautiful lady. Absolutely beautiful. Look at her. Can you see her picture there? She looks great in her uniform anyway. I love the British Army uniform, I must confess. She looks beautiful. And some of the things she experienced was like, they'll put shopping boxes on her space where she works. That's meant to be her personal desk where she does all of her stuff, but then they put boxes and shopping there. Why would they do that? There should be like a storage area for stuff like that, but why do they have to put it on her desk? Which means that she's not able to walk on her decks. These are some of the things she complained about, and she was able to get, images of all of these things. She was able to get proof, voice recordings, and all of that. She's absolutely beautiful. That's another picture of her. Absolutely beautiful. Look at her. And I can't believe she's only 33. She looks beautiful for 33 and elegant. So like according to her, she said no, she's not gonna recommend it for people of color. So guys, let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. Like I said, this is just going to be a short live stream. So if you are somebody from the Commonwealth and you're interested, like I said, I'm going to leave the link to the application in the description of this video so that you can go apply. And let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section as to what this ex-British Army ethnic minority lady has said, that she would not recommend it. She would not recommend people of color, especially women, to join due to her experience. And if you want to read further about our story, like I said, I'm also going to drop that link to our story in the comment section as well, so you can read and have a better understanding. So like I said, for me, I don't think I would encourage my kids to join either male or female, and no. But if you think you can stand them, well, it's up to you. Good luck. So like I said, if you are a Commonwealth person, if you're an Irish, they expect you to be living in the UK prior to you applying. And if you're a Commonwealth, yes, they said you can bring your family as long as you are able to get the requirements for the Home Office, and then you're going to pay your fees yourself. That's part of that. And yeah, with that being said, thank you so much to those of you who have joined me. I really appreciate it. And if you're going to be watching this live stream again, don't forget to leave your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. Subscribe if you've not yet done so. Turn on the post notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. Share this video as well, and I will catch up with you in my next one. And have a beautiful weekend wherever you are. And for me, I want to go and cook carbonara that I bought a carbonara pasta at Costco. So I want to go and cook it and then settle for dinner. And let me sip a red wine while I go watch the drama happening on YouTube at the moment. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining this live stream, and I hope to catch up with you in my next one. All right. Bye.